What's up, guys? I'm JJ,
I'm Javier.
and this is PM Football. We made it.
We did.
I mean, we made it last week. Week zero was last week.
This is the real week. Though.
This is week one of college football.
Yeah. This is where all the good stuff happens.
We had a couple good games last week. Kansas State, Iowa State ended up being a good one.
Hawaii Stanford was very entertaining.
I was going to say the nightcap was also very entertaining game. Yeah. Lower scoring than you would like it, but still
it's
fun.
Football.
Fun
it's
nonetheless.
Football. Yeah.
With that being said, we're moving on to week one, starting Thursday night.
Yeah. First, want to preface, we're not doing every single game. We were thinking about doing the ranked teams. There's some ranked teams that it's not even worth bringing up their opponent respectfully. So we're just going to do notable matchups. And like you said, our first one is Boise State at South Florida. The Fighting Ashton Genties no longer have Ashton Genty. Doesn't matter to me. I'm still taking Boise State. I like with what they're building. I think there's a lot of potential there offensively. I'm going with Boise State.
Yeah, like you mentioned, they're no longer the Fighting Ashton Genties. They are the Broncos now.
Yeah.
They are going to have to prove what they can do without a guy like Ashton Genty carrying that team. Maddox Madsen. That's a tongue twister. Why don't your parents just make it easier and call you something different?
Disgraceful.
Maddox Madsen is the quarterback there. He had a really good season outside of Genty. Yeah. We'll see if he can continue on his success. I'm also taking Boise State in this game, although I would not be surprised if South Florida covers the 6.5.
Yeah.
It's a home game for South Florida. They've got to show it that they can at least go up against another non-group of four school. Should be a good game. I'm excited for that one. But I'm also taking Boise State.
Nebraska at Cincinnati. I really like this one. I think it's going to be a good one. The spread's currently at 6.5. I'm taking Nebraska. Dylan Raiola showed a lot of flashes last year. I think they continue. Matt Rhule has shown year by year in college football that he progresses and takes programs further and further as the years go. Therefore, I'm taking Nebraska over Cincinnati.
Yeah, ever since Luke Fickell's been gone from Cincinnati, they've just never been able to establish a new culture that he had set there. And I'm with you. I'm also taking Nebraska in this game. Raiola, the former 5-star quarterback that was committed to Georgia, who flipped to Nebraska at the last second because he had a family member on the staff there. Yeah. They're just the better team, and they should win that game. I even think they may even cover that spread of 6.5. Mm-hmm. So with that being said, I'm taking Nebraska.
Now we have Auburn at Baylor. Hugh Freeze has the hottest seat, if not one of the hottest coaching seats in all of college football. I think they get it done. It's SEC players, a lot of talent there. Hugh Freeze knows he's on the chopping block. There's a point he wants to prove. I'm taking Auburn over Baylor in a very close 2.5 spread.
Not so fast. I'm taking Baylor. All Just right, like you mentioned, Hugh Freeze has pretty much proven that he hasn't been the guy that they hired. They were expecting way more from him from what he was doing at Liberty. Like, he just has never really worked out for them, and I think this is the year he ends up getting fired. I think Baylor, with the upset, even though it's not really an upset because they're favored in this game currently right now, but on paper, upset. I'm taking Baylor at home.
Georgia Tech at Colorado. This is a Friday night game at 8 o'clock. Going to be very entertaining. Georgia Tech coming in with a lot of hype. Can compete for the SEC maybe. Who gets Colorado, who lost 2 players already retired. What did I say?
The ACC.
What did I say?
SEC.
Obviously, I meant ACC. My apologies. But they're going against Colorado, who lost 2 players whose number they retired.
Yeah. And he's now the third-string quarterback.
What do you know? I'm taking Georgia Tech with all the hype going into this year, with Colorado no longer having probably the best player in school history in Travis Hunter. And if you've watched the show before, I'm not fully sold on Caden Salter. He's going to be starting, although Juju Lewis is getting some reps apparently. Regardless, Caden Salter starting. I'm not fully sold on him. I'm going with Georgia Tech here.
I am also going with Georgia Tech. If you've watched the previous videos from this episode, or from previous episodes, we did surprise teams in this upcoming college football season.
Yeah.
Georgia Tech was on my list. Yeah. So it would be kind of backwards if I didn't take Georgia Tech to beat Colorado in their opener. With that being said, I'm taking Georgia Tech, and I think they also cover that 4.5. Is it 4.5 or 5.5?
It is. Sorry, I went past it. It is a 4.5 spread.
Yeah, I think Georgia Tech kind of. I wouldn't be surprised if they win by double digits.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not sold on what Colorado's got there at this point in time.
Same. Probably the biggest game of the week. Texas at Ohio State. I'm flip-flopping on this one. Part of me says Texas. Part of me says Ohio State. I'm buying into the Arch Manning hype train. I'm going with Texas. I think this could go one of two ways. Either a very, very, very close game, or I don't want to say they beat Ohio State badly, but it's like they win by like 10 or 14. You know, I don't see it any other way. I'm going with Texas. I'm buying into the hype train.
The only problem with this game is that it is at Ohio State. If this game was in Texas, I think Texas wins, not easily, but I would be very more favorable to pick them. I do think Texas is the better team.
Okay.
The only thing is it's at Ohio State. But I'm still going to take the talent. I can't go against Texas, especially when Ohio State is my least favorite team in college football. So I will be taking Texas to win this game. I believe Arch Manning in his first true, I know he started games before, but this is his first opener
As like the guy.
as the guy, and he has to prove there's so much hype around him.
Yeah.
Like, you can't go out there and lay an egg, and it's not going to be easy not to do that because you're going against the third best team in the country.
Yeah.
Now, not to say Ohio State doesn't have issues as well. They're figuring out what they need to do with this new quarterback with Julian Sayin. Maybe this is his first career start, so as good as Ohio
Against
State,
a good Texas defense.
I was going to say, as good as Ohio State normally is, this might be a year where we see, it's going to take them a couple games because they got a redshirt freshman back there. It's not like they're walking in there with a Will Howard who's been around, or a Justin Fields who's been around, or just name the Ohio State quarterback, put them in that spot. This is new for them. They've got a redshirt freshman quarterback. I don't think that they can handle that Texas defense. That Texas defense, I think, to me, is what's going to win them that game.
I agree with you there. And I'm also buying to the Arch hype train. Next, Syracuse at Tennessee. I'm going with Tennessee. I just think they have the better roster, the better coaching staff. They're more experienced, I feel like. Therefore, I'm going with Tennessee.
I'm also taking Tennessee. They moved off of Nico Iamaleava. They bring in Joey Aguilar.
Which I'm a fan of. I'm a fan of his game.
I am too, but don't sleep on Syracuse. I think this game's a little closer than what people are thinking. The spread's currently at 13.5. They think that they're going to beat them by 2 touchdowns. I don't know. I think it might be a closer game than
I
that.
agree. I think Syracuse could put up a fight here. Definitely don't knock out Syracuse just yet.
It's just going to be tough for them to be playing in that stadium. That stadium is so loud.
Yeah, for sure. And it's the opening game.
That's what I'm saying.
It's just unfortunate. VMI at Navy. I'm going with the midshipmen. They are winning the conference. The quest for the American starts on Saturday against VMI. Wouldn't want it any other way. Give me the midshipmen.
I'm taking Navy too, just because you won't be mad at me.
Thank you. I appreciate that. ODU at Indiana. I love my alumni school. I love ODU. Great memories, great people. I've been on the Cignetti hype train since last year. I'm going to continue riding the Cignetti hype train. Please forgive me, ODU. I'm going with Indiana.
I am in the same exact boat as you. I share the same alumni as you.
Mm-hmm.
Unfortunately, I'm going to have to go Indiana. It's set at 24 points right now.
We're rooting for you. ODU, we are rooting for you.
I just don't know if they
ODU's not on your parlay, right? Because you can't bet on Virginia schools.
No.
Yeah, I don't even if you wanted to, I don't even think you could. Cause the laws with Virginia schools. But we are rooting for you, ODU.
Let's see if you can keep within 24. I don't think you will, though. But good luck.
Go Monarchs, roll Narcs. Nevada at Penn State. You are a huge Penn State guy this season. I am too, but I feel like definitely you.
I have them winning the national championship.
Yeah, you do have them win the Natty. I'm going with Penn State. I know this gets said year in and year out by other people. I haven't necessarily said this, but I'm saying it this year. This is the best roster we've seen from Penn State in quite a while. This team is stacked. If you can't do it this year, I don't know if you're going to be able to do it. I'm going with them against Nevada. The quest to the Natty begins on Saturday.
So this game opens up as a 44.5-point spread. If they don't cover that spread, I'm worried about them with their chances of winning a national championship.
Really?
They need to go out there and win this game by 55. Drew Aller needs to have at least
Just
250
ball out.
passing yards.
That's the other thing. Drew Aller, you have to prove yourself as a true Heisman contender because Heisman, when it comes with Drew Aller last year and his Heisman talk, it really didn't go anywhere until we got to championship weekend and stuff like that. You need to show throughout the entire year that you can be the guy to win the Heisman.
And I know they lose a guy in Abdul Carter, but they also are bringing back a guy in Denai Dennis Sutton, who was just as good. I won't say better, but he was just as productive as an Abdul Carter was. We're going to have to see what he can do without an Abdul Carter on the opposite side of him this year, but I still expect that defense to play really well. I'm expecting a 300-300 game in this game where they pass for 300 and rush for 300.
That's an interesting take.
That running game, that rush game.
I do like that backfield.
They bring back two guys that are potential first-round picks.
Yeah,
Katron Allen and Nick Singleton.
Yeah.
If they can't rush for 300 yards on Nevada, they're not sniffing the second round of the playoff. So I'm expecting them to come out and win big in that one.
Marshall at Georgia. I mean, I said a few episodes ago, I'm taking Georgia to win the entire SEC. They're definitely not losing to Marshall. First-year head coach. It was the DC from NC State last year. I'm blanking on his name. Please forgive me. I'm taking Georgia here against Marshall.
I'm also taking Georgia. I know we mentioned early in the video that we weren't going to really pick games that aren't very close, but because we are former Sun Belt guys, we had to throw Marshall in there.
Yeah.
Respectable Sun Belt team.
They are.
But when you're playing an SEC team
like Georgia,
right now, those other games we were just talking about where they were bigger schools against small schools, this game's only 39.5.
Yeah.
It's almost 5 touchdowns, it's over 5 touchdowns.
Only 39.5.
But you think, this game's probably a 50-point spread. No, it's a 40-point spread. I think Georgia easily covers, though. Yeah. I will say, like you mentioned, first-year head coach there. They got Gunner Stockton starting the season for them.
Which showed flashes last year.
See what he can do as their true starter now.
But it's really the defense.
Their defense.
Georgia's defense is out of control every year. Mm-hmm. So I'm looking forward to them. Alabama at Florida State. We said either last episode or the episode before that. Zero faith in Florida State this year. Don't care if you hate us. We had some haters on TikTok. You're just in denial and can't face reality. Florida State's not going to be good this year. I'm taking Alabama.
I won't go as far as to say they won't be good.
I will.
I think they go over 500 this year.
Really?
I think they could go over 500.
I don't know. Okay, I am kind of talking reckless here.
I was going to say, they won 2 games last year.
Yeah.
And that was after they just gave up after the 6th game.
But that tells you a lot about the culture.
Yes, I agree.
The culture doesn't seem like it's
Norvell
there.
does not look like...
Doesn't look interested anymore.
No. But with that being said, I don't know if you already said it. You're taking Bama, right?
Give me Bama.
Yeah, you're taking Bama. This is 13.5-point spread. I think they're being generous to Florida State here and giving them that home field advantage. I think Alabama wins this game by more than 2 touchdowns, if I'm being honest. Yes. Ty Simpson in his first start for Bama, similarly to how it is for Arch Manning. Ty Simpson has a lot of pedigree, was a former 5-star. See if he can keep the train going that has been going at Bama. That's always been the thing with them, is that their quarterbacks play really good in college, and then once they get to the NFL, they kind of simmer out.
Yeah.
Maybe he can turn the tides on that. Maybe he can become... and I'm going to get hate for saying that, what I just said, because there are good Alabama quarterbacks in the NFL. But
yeah. They have a better track record than, say, Georgia quarterbacks. So.
But, are we really counting Jalen Hurts?
You are a Jalen Hurts hater, which...
No, but I'm saying, are we counting Jalen Hurts as an Alabama guy? I'm not.
I think there's an asterisk with that.
The best years of football he ever played were not with Alabama.
Although he started more games for Alabama.
He did.
I think there's an asterisk.
But his Oklahoma tape got him drafted.
Fair point. I can't, you know what? Fair point. I can't argue with that.
So, regardless, interested to see how Ty Simpson plays. Ryan Williams, superstar. Like,
Yeah,
see how many touchdowns he can catch week 1. It's going to be a fun game.
it is. Yeah, who's guarding him?
Exactly.
Give me over easily. Who is guarding
50
him?
and a half is the over-under for this
Yeah.
game. Bama might score 50 and a half.
Yeah.
So that just means if Florida State scores a touchdown, it's over.
Yeah. UTSA at Texas A&M. Give me Texas A&M. We talked about either last episode or a couple episodes ago. I think they're going to improve under Mike Elko. They made great strides last year under him. I think they can improve even more this year. So give me Texas A&M.
I'm also going to be taking Texas A&M. We have an old friend that's there now. He's a scout for them. But don't get me wrong, UTSA is going to put up a fight. They're always a really,
they're a very
really
respectable G5 school.
respectable group of 5 school for sure, and they have really good culture.
Yeah, no, they're not going to just lay down. They're definitely going to put up a fight for sure. LSU at Clemson. Very, very interesting game. Definitely, if not the first, the second game this week that everyone's going to have their eyes on. Give me Clemson. It's going to be a close one. It's going to be a very close one. I absolutely see a scenario where LSU wins this game. I'm huge on Nussmeier. I'm huge on the culture and what they've built there at LSU.
No, you're not.
Yes, I am. I really am.
No, you're not.
I am. How are you going to tell me?
Because you've literally said in another video, Brian Kelly's going to be fired this year.
I don't trust Brian Kelly. I like the culture of LSU.
You like the aesthetic of LSU.
No, I love that. It's just every year it's dog after dog after dog. Like, they never run out of just absolute studs. I cannot trust Brian Kelly. Brian Kelly hasn't given me a reason to trust him.
Yeah. It's kind of like James
Dabo's
Franklin.
given me a reason. Clemson themselves have given me reasons to trust them. I think they're going to be better than what they were last year. And they won their conference last year. They were really good last year, and I think they're going to be even better. Give me Clemson over LSU.
Not so fast. I will be taking LSU. It's kind of funny because the 2 teams that are in this game are the 2 teams we've kind of both been hating on for this offseason.
Ish.
Look,
Brian, I'm not hating on LSU.
If you are hating on the guy that runs that team, then you're hating on the team.
No, I'm not hating on LSU. I love LSU.
Oh.
I just don't believe in your coach. It's the same thing with Penn State. And I know we're getting off track here. I literally just said 5 minutes ago, this is the greatest roster Penn State has had in what feels like many years. Like, they are just stacked. James Franklin hasn't given me a reason to trust him. Mm-hmm. I trust that team. I trust that culture. I trust what they built. I can't trust their head coach to coach in the big-time games. It's the same thing here with Brian Kelly for me personally. Like, I love everything they have going on at LSU. But when it comes to your coach in big-time games, I cannot trust him. Therefore, I'm going with Clemson.
And the funny thing is I feel the same thing about not the coach. I'm an okay believer in Dabo Swinney.
It's been a few years, but
he's still a really good coach. But Cade Klubnik can't stand the guy.
You're such a hater.
He's not good.
He is.
No, he's not.
Look, he's better than what you give him credit for.
Well, at 7:30 on Saturday on ABC, we will see.
Yeah, I'm so excited.
And the world will see that Cade Klubnik is not going to be the number 1 pick in this year's draft.
I like both quarterbacks. I like Nussmeier. I like Klubnik. I like both programs. I like Dabo more than Brian Kelly.
I do. I will say the only way I can see Clemson winning this game is that defense. That defense is nasty.
It's looking really good.
That defense is very good.
Yep.
But I do, like you, really like Nussmeier.
Yeah.
And think that he can go down to Death Valley and pull out a victory.
We'll see. We'll see. New Mexico at Michigan. Bryce Underwood showing up as QB1. I think he gets it done against New Mexico.
I would hope so.
Yeah.
That's really the only reason we're talking about this game.
Yeah, fair point. There's really not too much to talk about. Going with Michigan over New Mexico.
All right, I'm going to sound like I know no ball here. Is Sharon Moore not suspended for this game?
For this game, it's so weird with that.
There's just so much going on in Michigan that it's hard to keep up with.
It is hard to keep track. And it's kind of to the point where it's like,
does it really matter?
All right, this happened like 2 years ago. Like, this is kind of old news, and we found out before it kind of blew
Leaked
up.
out,
So
yeah.
it really is old news for us because we kind of knew before.
We knew like 6 months ahead of when that
We
came out.
knew a good amount of time
Yeah.
before. So, like, we're kind of just over it. I know it's a 1-game suspension, like a slap on the wrist fine. Like, regardless, y'all still cheated, but whatever. Continue on. I'm taking Michigan over New Mexico.
I'm also taking Michigan. I'm not as big of a Bryce Underwood lover as a lot of people are. I get the big arm, the athleticism. Not much not to like.
Yeah.
Like he's got a lot.
Just
of
on raw talent.
It's just we got to see it.
Yeah.
Like he's that type of quarterback build is usually the one that takes a little bit of time to develop.
Yeah.
Think of a Drew Aller. Same big arm, athleticism. I don't know if it's going to look perfect at the beginning. It's going to look very hit or miss. Like he's going to have those games where he's going to have a 50% completion percentage, no touchdowns. Like we got to see if he can come out and take a huge step in his development. Year one against a team like New Mexico, it's a perfect stage to do it on.
Yes.
Like, let's see it.
Very good. I don't want to sound disrespectful, but like a very good warm-up / preseason game for him.
Yeah. And that like that's the biggest reason as to why we're talking about this. They can't overlook this team.
No.
I'm not saying New Mexico is gonna even have a chance in this game, but if it's Bryce Underwood
college
at the
football, you never
if
know.
Bryce Underwood's at the helm, he's got to be prepared and ready to go against a team like New Mexico.
For sure. Georgia State at Ole Miss. Fighting Jackson Darts. No more. They have a new guy,
Austin Simmons.
Austin Simmons. Perfect. Obviously, I'm taking Ole Miss here. I'm being honest, I don't think Georgia State stands a chance.
Again, the only
very
reason
honest
we
with you.
talked about them is another former Sun Belt
Yeah.
competition. Ole Miss should win this game by 40 points. Spread set at 35.5 right now. 60.5 over under. So
Yeah.
they think these teams are going to be scoring, especially Ole Miss, and that's what they do best. Lane Kiffin can always score the football. Probably going to do it again this year with a new guy.
Utah at UCLA. The debut of Nico Imaliva at UCLA. The biggest storyline in the offseason. He is finally hearing the new threads, and it's two former Pac-12 teams. So there's still that friction between those two. I'm taking UCLA. I think they have...
Are they favored?
Good question. Good question. Let me check real quick. UCLA is favored slightly. They have a 52.1% chance of winning.
Is there no spread?
The spread is -6. So it's
So
going to be
it's
close.
at UCLA.
And of course, I expect a good fight. Utah's not going to just lay down and allow UCLA to just push them wherever. I think it's going to be a good game. I'm expecting a good game, but I'm taking UCLA here.
I'm also going to take UCLA. Utah is always a tough team to play when it comes to college football. They're always in the conversation when it was in the Pac-12, now the Big 12. Like, they're just a very competitive team. But having a guy like Nico Iamaleava coming to a team like UCLA, who is already good at scoring the football and pushing the ball down the field, it's kind of a match made in heaven almost. Like, I'm expecting not huge things from UCLA this year, but more than what they've done in the past.
Improvements for sure. Virginia Tech at South Carolina. Lenore Sellers, the man everyone's
Heisman hopeful.
watching. The man everyone's watching. Give me South Carolina. I am a well-known Virginia Tech hater. I will be for the rest of my life. I am rooting for you, South Carolina and Lenore Sellers. I think you guys will get it done against those ugly birds.
I'm also taking South Carolina. Yes, Virginia Tech's a rival, and I will never like them, to your same point, because of the ODU rivalry that we have had over the past 4 or 5 years.
Yeah.
Although they're scared. Virginia Tech's
They are.
scared. They backed out.
You don't want to go to the Old Dirty?
You guys
What are you
backed
scared of
out of
Old
the
Dirty
contract.
for? Come
They
on.
backed out of the contract.
Be
and
better than that. Grow a
That
pair.
tells me all I need to know.
Grow a pair, Virginia Tech.
Spread is set at 8 for
Yeah.
this game. I think South Carolina wins this game by 20 points.
Yeah.
Suck
Nothing
it.
you could do about it.
Suck it, Brent Pry.
Dirty town. Notre Dame at Miami. This is going to be a really good one. A Sunday night game. I'm very excited for this one. Give me Notre Dame. You know I'm not that big of a fan.
Hold on a second. What?
What?
What impression was that supposed to be?
I was trying to do, what's his name? Ty, when he does the... Why am I blanking on the
Ty
coach's
Schmidt?
name? Yeah, when he does the... Who's the old coach from
Notre
Dame?
Lou Holtz?
Lou Holtz. He's always like, I'm the fighting Irish
give me
of
them
the
fighting
Notre
Irish.
Dame. I was trying to do that.
Fighting
I'm
Irish.
not the best at it. I thought I'd give it a shot. Give me Notre Dame. Notre Dame at Miami. I'm taking Notre Dame. They were in the national championship last year. Came up short against a very talented Ohio State team. I'm a big fan of Marcus Freeman. Like, I really am. Like, we talk about culture setters. I think that's one of the most ultimate culture setters right there.
You know who's the real culture setter?
Who?
Casey McHugh.
Shout out Casey McHugh.
He goes there for 1 year and they win a natty. Or almost win a natty.
Almost. Went to the national championship
Yeah.
game. Took them there single-handedly.
Shout out Casey.
Yes.
No one knows who that is. Look him up.
Look him up. Give me Notre Dame.
I'm taking Miami. I've been on record saying that
I cannot believe
I am not saying I'm a believer of
Yes,
Carson
you
Beck.
are. You literally
But
are, though. You
I
literally
am
are.
betting on Carson Beck.
You are disgusting.
I think Carson Beck could be the next Cam Ward.
Look, all right. If you're right, I will literally never make fun of you ever again about this. And you know what? Maybe he ends up being a very high prospect eventually. Is this his final? He definitely has more
Yeah.
years after this, right? Or is this his final year?
He's either, this is it or he's got one more. There's no way he has more than two.
I agree. Which is why I'm saying if he were to have,
I think
more,
this is it because he could have come out last year.
Yeah, but I think you could. I mean, Arch
I
could
think this has
technically
gotta
come
be
out
it.
this year,
This
but he
has
still
to be
has
it, though.
years.
This has to be it.
I'm too lazy to do the research.
Regardless, Notre Dame.
Let's say hypothetically Carson Beck has another year. I can see maybe next year he becomes that Cam Ward. I just think if he were to have the year he had last year, and then all of a sudden he's fighting to be the first overall pick, I just think that's insane.
The game's set 2.5 for Notre Dame.
Mm-hmm.
I think Miami wins by at least 7.
Wow, at least
Yeah.
7.
I think they win by a touchdown at home against Notre Dame to start the season off.
Give me Notre Dame.
Notre Dame, I think, takes a little bit of a step back this year. They're losing, obviously, Riley Leonard.
Mhm.
I wish I knew who was filling in.
I would say which. All right,
Well,
like,
but-
look,
but-
respect to
but-
Riley Leonard, but like,
And I will say, that running back, Love, Jeremiah Love, he's a dog.
dog, absolute dog.
Absolute dog. But, give me Miami.
Our final game that we were talking about, the final game of the week, Monday Night Football, the debut of Bill Belichick versus TCU. Give me North Carolina. I said when we talked about our surprise teams, one of mine was North Carolina, and what was my reason? One, I said because they have an in-haul of transfers, but my biggest and most important reason, you have the greatest coach in NFL history at your disposal now. Not saying they are going to go 15-0 and whip everyone. I think they will be much improved under Bill Belichick. Give me North Carolina over TCU.
They're going to be talking about that game all weekend.
Yes.
Leading up to that.
Yeah,
Monday, all
absolutely.
Monday, they're going to be talking about the debut of Bill Belichick.
Yes.
But little does he know
Oh.
that those Horned Frogs are going to be coming into town to North Carolina.
Fighting Sonny Dykes.
And they're going to upset Bill Belichick night 1 at UNC.
Oh.
Night 1 of Bill Belichick at UNC.
The debut of Bill Belichick doesn't go the way people planned for it. I disagree. Because it's Bill Belichick. That's really my only reason. That's the only reason I need.
And that's a great reason.
Yes,
I'm not
it's
going to
Bill
lie.
Belichick.
It's a great reason. But being a Bills fan, I can't
my
stand the guy.
God.
So I will do anything I can to root against Bill Belichick.
You
and
should be ashamed of
one
yourself.
of those things is him losing his debut at UNC.
I bet that will make you very happy.
I would
Excited.
don't even get me started. We're done with college at this point. You're gonna sit there hate watching on the first game of the opening of the season.
We'll talk about that next
But
week.
before we get to the end of this video, I have a question for you.
I have a question for you as well, but you go first.
What game are you most excited for
Oh.
of week 1 outside of course, the Washington Commanders game.
Oh, we're talking about NFL?
We could, yeah. No,
We could do both.
let's do college.
College?
Keep it. It's probably a good idea to keep it on topic.
Yes.
We're talking about college.
Um,
Game are you most excited for, other than Texas, Ohio State, Clemson, LSU?
Okay, I won't include those. And I also will not include the teams I worked for, i.e. Navy and ODU. Go Monarchs, go Midshipmen.
You can even give me like a player or something that.
No,
you're
I'll
most
give you
excited.
a game. Let me see. Most of these games are supposed to be lopsided. I'll give you Notre Dame and Miami. I'm
Yeah.
very excited for that one. I love that they made that one the Sunday night game. Yeah, I'm very excited for that one. I'll take Notre Dame and Miami.
I'm gonna take Alabama, Florida State.
That was in contention for me.
As much as I think Florida State still is not the team that they want to be, I still think that they can be in this game and potentially compete against an Alabama who's trying to figure things out still. Now they have Ryan Williams. It's about all you need against a team, any team.
man.
You have a Ryan Williams. Same with Ohio State with Jeremiah
I
Smith.
cannot
though.
wait for whenever he declares.
Yeah,
'Cause-
that 2027 class, which is supposed to take place in Washington, D.C. We are hoping to be at that draft.
I'm not hoping. I will be at that draft.
We got Arch
I
Manning.
would miss the birth of my child.
Arch Manning, Jeremiah Smith, and Ryan Williams. Just 3 names that we know for sure that could potentially be in that class.
I'm so excited. I cannot wait for
Yeah.
the 2027 draft.
How about an NFL game you're most excited for, except the Commanders?
Well, I don't have the list in front of me, so just on the top of my head, obviously the Thursday night game. Very excited for that hate watch. Excited for the Bills Ravens too. That is going to be a very highly anticipated game. I'm looking forward to those 2 games for sure.
Who are you taking? Give us a little teaser.
All right. So regardless, I have the Ravens. I know we're jumping ahead here. I have the Ravens going to the Super Bowl. That does not necessarily mean I think they win week 1, just because like there's so many factors when it comes into week 1. I don't know. I know it's a cop-out answer, but I truly don't know. I wouldn't be surprised if either team wins. It's really, really close.
I mean, looking at this slate of games currently in front of me, there are 3 games that stick out to me, and they're all division rivalries.
Yeah.
The Bucks and Falcons played. Those are going to be
It's
the
a good
2
one.
teams that are going to be
Competing for that
the top of that
division
division.
realistically.
Next, there's the Lions and the Packers.
Very good one.
Same thing. I think they could be competing for
Yes,
the tops of their
absolutely.
division. And then the Vikings and the Bears. I think that it doesn't seem like that game's a very important game, but it's going to give us a really, really clear picture as to see if the Vikings are going to stay a contender and if the Bears are going to take that jump as a contender.
I think it's just that I don't have faith in either team.
Fair.
But to be fair, I didn't have faith in the Vikings last year. Look what they did. So
Yeah.
you never know.
And sneaky game before we get out of here. Raiders Patriots.
Yeah, that's gonna be a good one.
2 teams that I think are 2 of the most improved
I
teams
agree
of
with
the
you there.
offseason.
We've talked about them a lot this offseason.
And it's very coincidental that they open up the season against each other. What is your question for me?
I do have a question for you. And I am keeping on topic of college football. For those who don't know, we used to work in college football as scouts and recruiters at the FBS level. Obviously, both at ODU. I went on to work for Navy. You went on to work for Texas. We share a lot of experience and a lot of memories. And when it comes to weeks like week 1, a lot of memories come back and stuff. So let's talk about some memories. What if you could only tell one story or one highlight to your children and grandchildren about your experience working in college football, what would it be?
I think, so I was at ODU for 5 years.
Yes.
We beat Tech twice.
Uh-huh.
My time being there. Only once, though, working at Tech.
Mm-hmm.
I think the first time we beat them when I was not working for the team, I was at the game. That was a better victory because Tech was ranked, obviously.
Yeah.
But that second one, when I was actually on the field helping beat that team and in the box for that game, and it also made it really cool that my brother was also working for the
Yes.
team at the time. Like,
That was a great night.
like my brother thought that this is just how it was.
No.
Like we're
That
just
was a
gonna
good-
go out there and we're gonna beat a team like Virginia Tech every week. Like
At my job, when like people ask me some questions about like my time working in college football, I always bring that up because that was, especially growing up in the state of Virginia, you understand
Virginia Tech's the team.
You understand, like, you grow up watching Virginia Tech. Everyone in the state, athletic wise, like Virginia Tech is up there. athletically. Like, everyone talks about Virginia Tech, so to be part of beating them and just everyone storming the field, like it truly was magical. If I had to tell my children and grandchildren only one story about my experience working in college football, it would be meeting Bill Belichick, having the team dinner with him. It was just such an out of body experience. Listen to him talk, him telling stories for over an hour. Like, especially growing up the way I grew up, you will have never thought, like, seeing him on TV all the time, seeing all the interviews, like, if you were told that little boy one day you'll be able to meet him and listen to him talk and hear some advice from him and really get to know him, like, in depth and more on a personal level, I would have never believed you. So to be able to have that opportunity was absolutely insane to me. That would be the story I would tell my children and grandchildren.
Well, no wonder you're picking UNC to win.
Go Tar Heels! No, I'm kidding. I am a big Bill Belichick
I was going
guy.
to say. What about before the meeting with him?
I think regardless, just because of his pedigree, I would have took North Carolina regardless, but that
helped it a
experience
little
with
bit?
him definitely gave you some extra points.
Yeah.
Anything you'd like to say before we close this off?
Nope. I'm ready for watch some good football, though, this weekend.
I'm so excited. Super excited. Thank you guys for watching. We really do appreciate it. This was episode 1 of season 2. It has been a year since we've started this. We love the growth that has came with this. We've said it before. We are nowhere near where we started and nowhere near where we want to go. So here's to season 2. Hopefully it's a good season. I'm very excited that we get to do this.
Yep.
Thank you guys for watching. Please like, subscribe, share the video. Follow us on TikTok and Twitter. Let us know, who do you think is going to win these games? Do you think what we said is very stupid, or do you think we're smart dudes? I think we're a little bit of both.
Yeah.
We'll see.
Everybody's
Thank you
a little bit of
guys.
both.
We will see you next week.
See ya.